Hello, hello, sustainers. Happy Sunday. It is July 26th, 2026. So we got those double numbers popping up again. I love that. I'm going to tell y'all right now. Yesterday feels a lot better. I mean, today feels a lot better than yesterday. Okay. I told y'all yesterday I needed to meet up with y'all because I was just having an off day. I was feeling everything. Everything. Okay? And today I feel so much better. I had great sleep, amazing sleep, peaceful, no dreams, no tossing and turning, no getting up and down. Went to bed at a reasonable time. You know what I mean? All the things that I like to have part of my wellness program all checked the boxes yesterday. So I was very happy about that. Um, I hope that you all are having an amazing day. I am getting ready to do a sound check over on toohotforyoutube.com in our members form, I should say. Hold on, let me check a sound check. Okay, perfect. Sound looks good. I'm checking the visual. The visual looks amazing. You guys, the alerts were sent out. All right. As I always tell you guys, if you want to be a part of the live stream in our members forum, and this is more for newer members, you've got to turn your notifications on. I do not force feed notifications on the platform unless it's the ones that are mandatory for you guys to be in the loop of important changes to the membership and things going on with the platform. But other than that, you got to control your notifications. Are you just catching on the replay, which is beautiful too? All right. So last night when we met up, I was like, okay, tomorrow we're going to get into some things, but y'all, something dropped in my algorithm that brought me laughter that I didn't even know I needed. It brought me laughter that I didn't even know I needed. And the universe works in that type of way. It'll send me something to be like, it's time for you to laugh. You need to laugh, girl. And boy, did I have a wholehearted laugh with this information that was sent. So I'm going to share it with you all as well. Give me a moment. 'Cause I want to fix my background just a little bit. I like a little hint of color in our background there, and it just wasn't feeling that black background. Okay, there we go. All right, so I was in my kitchen minding my business, having me a nice little breakfast. When I said, "Let me go see what's going on over on YouTube," and my boy Mark Lamont Hill posted a live stream that he did yesterday. Yesterday, I believe. I'll confirm exactly when he did this. But all of the stuff that's unwrapped, it was 13 hours ago. And I remember him saying in the live stream that it was late when he was doing this live stream. But um okay, I'm sorry. I keep giggling because I know what we're going to be watching. Many of you have already seen it because 95% of the stuff that I bring to our platform, you guys are already in the know. It's just we take it to another level of discussion. But with that being said, I Mark Lamont Hill. He did a video. I guess we could call it an interview. He did an interview with this person who we will get all his quote unquote air quotes credentials and things. He decided to take on an interview invitation from Mark Lamont Hill to discuss this fiasco that has not resurfaced but has reunited the issue about her being fraudulent and dishonest or untruthful or misleading, just pick one, when it comes to what's really going on with her actual doctorate, in which that she claims she has, and allows her to be the authority in the field in which she speaks so 10 toes down about, right? And what makes her more than just a motivational speaker, but an actual licensed qualified individual in the field, in the area of medicine, if you will. of mental health that she stands 10 toes down about. And so what ended up happening was, and let me, oh, side note, totally forgot something that I need to say on here because this is a rarity. I'm actually streaming this on YouTube, but I don't think I have it showing live. I don't. Let me go make it live. It is streaming over there, but it's not live. We are set up members only over on Rumble, and as always, all the content is available on toohotforyoutube.com in our members forum. But anyway, so the reason why I decided to stream over on our What's the Verdict channel is because this is a topic that really, in my opinion, lives and breathes on YouTube. Cheyenne Bryant and over on Instagram, but I don't post live streams on Instagram. But it is a topic of continuous um um regurgitation when it comes to Cheyenne Bryant. And the reason being is to me very obvious. She put herself out there for this type of scrutiny. She left the door wide open. She had her foot up against the bottom of it, and she was literally hand waving for people to come on in for free when she decided that I don't owe an explanation about my licenses to speak professionally and with such authority when it comes to people's mental health. That I am the authority because I said I'm the authority and because God said that I am the authority when this is not a area of medicine. It has to do with religious construction or involvement. But this is what she decided to throw herself in front of the bus with. And so everybody took a turn getting behind the wheel to run her ass over. Well, I said a month or so ago that I, for one, appreciated the fact that Pastor Jamal Bryant, who, full disclaimer, if you're new around here, I'm not a follower or a subscriber of him or his beliefs, but because he was one of the abundant platforms that allowed her to get on there and stand 10 toes down with her excellence and her behavior and promoting her and her authority to speak, even over his ideology. Once it started to come very clear that she herself had no intentions of being forthright and providing evidence or just a simple professional courtesy to current uh, customers and future customers or prospective customers or clients, I should say, to show here's my proof. Now what? No, she basically doubled down and was like, "I'ma hide behind God, and who gonna argue with God?" Well, there's a lot of people who walk in this planet that would love and live for arguing with the idea of people using God as an excuse or as a exclamation mark when it comes to them being able to hold themselves responsible. Okay, and so with that being said, when the algorithm shared with me that there was more conversation starting to rise back up about Cheyenne Bryant. I was like, why? Why are I mean, didn't we sweep her out? Did we not get enough sage? Like, what's going on? Well, she decided to re-enter the chat. She decided, "Oh, there's a challenge going on and I'm the one of the top 10 people who need to be trending about it and go viral." And it was at this moment that I stood 10 toes down in a statement that I made months ago when everything was revealing itself about her and her demeanor and her behavior, and we took a deep dive and we started to unravel a lot of the inconsistencies over the years about this woman. And I gave my opinion based on what she decided to share with the world about what she was really presenting versus what people was perceiving about her, and what the mask was that she was Jedi mind tricking people with, what her sleight of hands was. And we had a great time with that segment, and we were done with it. We have moved on. We on Nolan Wells. Do you know what I'm saying? We have moved on to more important things. But she has decided, in true narcissist fashion, oh, no one's paying attention to me anymore. I'm drying up. I'm aging out. I cannot have it. I need something to feed off of. I need something to suck. I need to suck the life out of something. Oh, okay, boom. Netflix challenge. This is when she really exposed herself in a way, and only really God can get people who like her to expose themselves and not even realize what they're doing, because they're mentally ill themselves, but because they're using their mental illness to harm others. Listen, it will never end well. So she decided to jump on this Netflix challenge and get on. Matter of fact, even though you all have seen it, I want to have it on our timeline. I wasn't going to show it, but why not? Hold on. Hold on. Because I saw it and I was just like, oh, she needs a psych evaluation. She needs a real psych evaluation. But not only did I, when I first saw that, I said she needed a psych evaluation, but then the internet did what the internet does, and that was they realized there were extreme, blatant, sorry, blatant discrepancies in her presentation and performance. And so let me find someone who put it out and was a no, we don't want to see that. No, we're not doing that. I want to find a clear, hold on, I want to find a clear video of it, or someone that's got it where we can just watch it and move on without all their commentary. Let's see here. Is this someone who's going to do it without all the talking? Okay, that's been blocked. Oh, hold on. Give me a moment. Like I said, I wasn't going to really get into it, but okay, let's see if this is a video. You can just watch it without all the blah blah blah, without all the commentary. Is this it? If I can't find it, we're gonna move on. You guys have seen it. I know you guys have seen it. Oh, hold on. Is this one? Okay, here's one. This is perfect. Let me zoom in here. Yeah, she needs a psych evaluation. And let me put the disclaimer out here. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm saying this from a for real place, because the way she's doing things, it's very clear she's not mentally healthy at all. So let me pull this up, and it's going to pull up on your screen right now. And I'm just going to change my setup to move me over here. Okay. This is what she posted. Before I play the video, I want to read out loud her disclaimer. Okay. And I am fully convinced that this is not a team behind her saying this is a great idea for you to do this, to clean up your image. You know, they wanted proof. Let's give them proof. No, this is all her. This is all the voices in her head has her doing this. So it just says, when Netflix does a documentary on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, episode 1 will ask, is she really a doctor? Episode 2 through 10, and the narcissist energy of that will investigate why complete jealous, envious haters tried to prove she wasn't. Girl, nobody this is right here again. People weren't jealous, envious, and hating on you to prove that you weren't anything. People were genuinely asking you, please show these people that you are who you say you are, so that we wouldn't be where we are today with you. If there was a poster child of someone who people in a lot of different variations of black communities wanted to support and rally behind them stepping up and coming out the woodworks and being this person, she's the poster child of what it was starting to look like for men and women to hear a sound voice, I'm doing air quotes, a sound voice to someone who was speaking towards mental health and well-being. She was a fresh face, new face. A perspective wasn't new. I broke that down. Nothing that she's saying is profoundly new whatsoever. It's a lot of regurgitation of things that other people many decades and centuries before her has shared, but it was her physical presentation that helped people to feel re-energized by the message she was delivering, even though the message was not unique and the message was not brand new. It wasn't even, it still has a new car smell. It's just she was a new person presenting the message. Okay, so think of it like when people in the in the races, when somebody else is running in the race with you and they have to pass you the baton or the whatever for you to keep running. Everyone is on the same team with the same purpose, but just the baton is passed to someone new to continue the course. That's all she was doing, okay? And nobody was hating on that. No one even called her out on that. People were really buying and drinking the Kool-Aid, okay? She fucked it up on her own when she was starting to overstep the character. And that's where she messed up. She went from really going deep undercover and losing track of what she was supposed to be doing, and she lost, she went off script. Period. That's what happened. That's why she's here today. So she then went on social media after her whole exposure was dying down. This was a perfect time for her to figure out how to rebrand. And I'd already told y'all a month ago, her rebranding was her about to go into being a fallen person and going over into the ministry of where they teach you prosperity ministry. That's what she was getting ready to get picked up and start putting the baton over there. Okay. And sure enough, it is what it is. Okay, that's why we put timestamps on our content, because when other people are catching up to it, it's like we already can go back and say we said that shit already, and we did. So this is what her video consisted of. Let me. We don't really need the sound because we really don't. But this is her. Now this is a short version. She started showing herself putting this whole costume on, because that's exactly what it is, putting this whole costume on to prove to people she is really a doctor. Okay. And even in I want to point out something that just stood out to me. Even when she was typing up this unnecessary paragraph of useless words, she left out the fact of what type of, even she didn't want to say what type of doctor she was, because she's been telling us she has her doctorate in dot dot dot. Even she didn't want to put that in writing. Okay. But mind you, all this stuff that's behind the wall are honorary doctorates. And yet we still are waiting for something in this type of format that we see here behind her, that has anything and everything to do with the actual doctorate that she has been standing on business that she actually holds. It ain't there. So this is what pushed her back into the algorithm, because nobody was on her anymore. But her narcissistic mental health issue would now allow her to stand down. So this is why we're here today and using this as our meetup conversation for our Sunday meetup, is because she pushed herself back in the algorithm, and the algorithm did not disappoint. So I'm going to start with the Pastor Jamal Bryant's follow up to, as I was saying earlier in our video, I was starting to say, I appreciated that out of all the black men and women that gave her a platform to come in front of their subscribers and members and followers and practitioners and whatever congregation and present her as someone that they could trust. He was the only one and has been the only one who has not backtracked, but he came out and put out what I believe to be a wholeheartedly heartfelt apology to the people who trust his judgment and the people that he co-signs, and he let them know he didn't do his proper due diligence with her. He too had jumped on the bandwagon of the she's got to be that girl because everybody else has co-signed her, and he realized that even he was bamboozled, and he apologized and he broke down in such in the eloquent way in which he does everything, why, the how, the what, the when, and took in accountability. Not near other person has done so. There have been other people who have taken paychecks, in my opinion, little 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 stipends, to double down on the fact that it doesn't even matter if she doesn't hold a real doctrine. And this is why I know in no other situation would people who claim to be reputable, trustworthy, people that you can follow, and that they're going to advocate for you, that these would be people that you would hear in any other predicament and situation where that would be a thing, that they would tell you, oh, it doesn't matter, why you sweating that, why y'all still on that. That's the equivalent of Donald Trump saying, y'all still talking about them Epstein files, y'all still on that. And that had everybody up in roar. But when it came out that this woman was a stage actor and was not properly licensed and properly holding doctorates, that she was going, that nobody even asked her about this. She was out there putting that in writing. She was out there throwing that out as a reason why not to question her or to try to rebuttal or to try to downplay her speaking voice. That's what she did. And because she did that, it put a big bright light on, well, that's what she got. Matter of fact, we stand with her and watch. Go ahead, Cheyenne. Show it to them. Shut them bitches up right now. Shut them down, girl. Show them your license. Show them your doctorate. Show them. Cheyenne, girl, why you backing up? Where you going? Why you in the car? Why is she driving off? What? She got the hazard on and the blinker. What the? Like, and she just left everybody in the dust. She left everybody in the dust. And instead of being humble and saying something along the lines, I definitely did do this. I was under the impression I was going to school and great and getting credits and doing this and doing that. When she forgot in her own mental health disability, which is a narcissist, what she failed to realize is that the attachment that she put herself to the school that she thought nobody would think about, question about, when people started coming out of the woodworks, honey, I went there, I got this, I do this, we just went online and got it, same study, same field, same this, we would have been in the same class, da, 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 da. Then she came out with a whole new script and still expecting for people to bow down, stand down, and just take her word as fact and not fiction, and it backfired. Well, if that wasn't enough to prove to you all that she's a narcissist, then she decided to do something that only people who have a mental illness like narcissism would even be bold enough to do. And this is where Pastor Jamal Bryant's new video comes into play. Now, I want to be honest with y'all. I couldn't find this video on YouTube, so I don't know if he did it over on Instagram. I didn't even think to go look on Instagram to see if that's where this came from. But it doesn't matter because I have checked the video and I do wholeheartedly believe that the Shade Room has not altered or edited this video in any shape, form, or fashion. So, with that sentiment in mind, I'm going to go ahead and play. I'm going to go ahead and play the clips that they had. I first want to make sure that the sound is on because I believe I've turned the sound on. But let me just double check. Hold on.
I shouldn't even have to do this. It's ridiculous. Over a month ago, I came to you.
Hold on, y'all. I'm double checking the sound on our
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I felt I had a responsibility considering my sister is the former president of the American Psychological Association, one of the youngest to ever hold that position. Not soon after that, I received an email, a cease and desist, not to mention her name or to speak to the controversy.
Let me move it to the next clip.
I scanned down to the bottom, and it was not from a lawyer, not from an attorney, not anybody who was barred. It was from Cheyenne Bryant herself. I said, I'm going to walk away. I do.
Can we just look at this signature, though? That's her signature? We're gonna move on. I just want y'all to know there are people who analyze signatures, and based on just looking at someone's signature, they can do a whole psych evaluation. Anyway, move on.
Not want to be a part of black on black crime. So I let it go. Never addressed it, never.
Sorry. He's so smooth with the jabs. He said he don't want to be part of black on black crime.
Mentioned it again until I received this email on yesterday from Dr. Jaquel Pitts, who is serving as the...
Let me move it on to the next clip. Hold on.
President of Indiana Southwest Christian University, who said to me in writing that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant has just received her PhD in theocentric psychology. I did a quick Google search. Indiana, the whole state, does not recognize Indiana Southwestern Christian University, is not registered. The president
Let me get to the next clip.
Claimed that the degree is in theocentric psychology. Again, I didn't even use Claude or ChatGPT. Google, the cheapest one, says that theocentric psychology shifts a person from ego to universal thought. I don't even know what that means.
Right.
The president goes on to say that they cannot provide any transcripts. I send a one-line email.
Next.
Who are y'all accredited by? And he sent me back this. Accreditation Religioso. I don't know what this means. But ladies and gentlemen, the last line.
Wait, I want to go back to it real quick. Hold on.
Is no transcript can be provided. I'm not going back and forth with y'all. The president of Indiana Southwest Christian University doesn't even have a college email. Jaquel Pitts is...
Hold on, next clip.
On Gmail. So if you want the transcript, email him directly, and maybe he'll be able to give you answers I'm not able to provide. Y'all, let's shut the case.
Yes, let's shut
on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
On just Cheyenne Bryant.
Only robes I want to see people in are the 500 kids who are trying to go to Howard and accredited school. God bless you.
Now, here's the thing, for real. If somebody gonna be petty about it, and read her down, it's Pastor Jamal Bryant. Now, the only part of this that I wish I'm going to try to read this as much as I can because of the clarity isn't great. Because I got, you know what? Hold on. Let me hide this real quick. Let me see if he posted this on Instagram because that's where this was originally posted. Because I couldn't find it on his YouTube uh, page. Home search. There's a search. Oh, search. Hold on, y'all. Jamal, Pastor Jamal Bryant. Let's see. Because it's almost the format in which he recorded. Okay. Bye, y'all, bada bing. I found it, y'all. Okay, hold on. Because I want to read. Let me add this back to the stream. I want to read what and I can't fast forward this. I'm on the internet with this. So I can't fast forward it. I mean, I'm on the web version. So I can't forward this and make it go past. Okay, so it just wasn't a great copy altogether. Okay. I'm going to try to read out what this is saying. And this is just to prove to you how much I love you all. Because this is not the thing to try to do. Something qualification credentials. Let me see if I double click on it, will open it up. No. Let me see something.
Or to speak.
Okay. Something Brian is okay. Something is qualifications, professional standing, character, business practices, waive any legal rights or remedies arising from such conduct. Something Brian is also the owner of valuable intellectual property rights associated with. I wish. Hold on. Let me go back to. Yeah, hi, Papa. The version of this that the Shade Room had, because they had seemed like a better copy. Okay, so Brian is also the owner of something something and trademark brand and trademark any unauthorized use of Dr. Bryant's name, likeness, something something identity, trademark, or associated goodwill in the manner that causes confusion, something something and something harm, commercial injury or false. Honey, she didn't really chat GPS this whole situation. So implies endorsement, affiliation, sponsored, something something. Deficiency is expressly objected to and must cease immediately. Something something you are hereby demanded to immediately remove. Well, now let me go back to
I scanned
remove the
down to the
June.
bottom.
Okay, I gotta go back over here then. To remove here. Immediately remove the June 4th, 2026 Instagram post and any related content, something referenced Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Remove any photograph, video, recording, screenshot, clips, posts, stories, reels, blah, 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 comments, captions, promotional materials, advertising, and other content concern something Dr. Cheyenne Bryant from the platform under your control. Cease and desist from making any future false, misleading, defamatory, disparaging, unsub, sub, unsubstantiated statements, implications, insinuations, or representation regarding Cheyenne Bryant education, credentials, qualification, professional status, character, reputation, business activities, or personal affairs. Immediately cease and desist from using Dr. Cheyenne Bryant's name, image, likeness, trademark, branding, hashtags, or other identifying information in any manner that false, misleading, defamatory, disparaging, commercially exploitative, and responsible is cut off, like to create confusion regarding endorsement, affiliation, sponsorships, qualification, credentials, or professional standing. Preserve all documents, communication records, draft, emails, text messages, something else messages, social media records, and analytics, internal communication, contracts, something else agreements, and electronically stored information related to the creation, publication, and something else distribution, promotion, and discussion of the content at issue. The demand constitutes formal litigation, hold notice requiring preservation of all potential relevant evidence. Something hereby placed on notice that any continued publication, republication, amplification, something else, endorsement and promotion of false statements regarding Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, something receipt of this notice may be considered evidence of actual malice, reckless, something else, truth, and intellectual misconduct. Something offending content not be removed immediately and the conduct not cease. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is something all rights and remedies available under applicable law, including but not limited to something for defamation, false light, trademark related claims, unfair competition, interference, something relationship, injunctions, relief, monetary damages, punitive damages, where something fees were recoverable, and any other legal and equitable relief deemed appropriate. Dr. Bryan, all of which are expressly reserved.
To the controversy. I scanned down to the bottom, and it was not from a lawyer, not from an attorney, not anybody who was barred. It was from Cheyenne Bryant herself.
Okay. Now, here where again, she is putting her own self. Govern yourself accordingly. Where are the real psychologists that can come in and really reach, like, here's the problem, and we're going to move on, because I doubt very seriously that this woman has even had anyone pay her real money for any psychological treatment. Not talking about life coach and things, but psychological mental health treatments. This is why we don't hear a flood of people coming out and saying, I paid her for a therapy session under the understanding and based on her representation that she was a certified board certified mental health doctor. Okay? And I do believe that that's not happening because she doesn't have any clients where she's done that. I believe every video, and it hasn't been many, outside of the ones that she's done the performances with the celebrities and the podcasters, which they've all signed off that this was performative. But because it was bringing in views and clicks and shit to their platforms, they're not going to tell you that. But because I really feel like this is the only thing that would explain why there aren't droves of people coming out and suing her. Fuck trying to report her to the board and you can't get an imaginary license revoked, but you can damn sue her ass. And the reason why we don't hear people suing her is because she did not, the people that paid her, even if they thought that they were paying her um for therapy because they paid her out of pocket, because she has something in writing indicating that she takes cash only payments or direct payments, because she is not licensed and all the other stuff that she has in fine print that they didn't read. But instead of them actually getting a therapy session, they got a life coach session, which you don't really have to be accredited or have a license or degree or certification to be a life coach. You really don't. um but she then says she's a psychology expert, and we already went down the rabbit hole on what is required, how she's kind of changed and bent the meaning of that. But she still puts on there Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, which in itself is false advertisement. Why? Because the trademark that she has isn't Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, it's Dr. Bryant. So she herself is misrepresenting herself by even sending this letter, this email out to anybody using a chat GPT created verbiage to try to create a cease and desist. And with all of the monies that she has, with all of the all of the misrepresentation that she puts out there, you would have thought that one of her sugar daddies, one of her sponsors, would have had their lawyers just write this up for her. But even they didn't want to put their legal title on this crap, and they're attorneys. They'll charge you for anything. They'll send a cease and desist out for anything. She couldn't even find an online lawyer that she could pay $20 to $100 to use their letterhead to put this out to him. He looked at that and wanted to almost print it out and wipe his ass with it. I'm sure. I'm sure he did. But instead, he did the classy thing. He said, "Oh, it looks like a 4-year-old wrote this," but he said, "Okay, you want me to cease and desist, girl? You playing with the wrong person. Cause I'm not, I'm not even gonna waste my members' donations to even get my attorneys to respond to you. I'm gonna take it right to the place that you love to live, and that's social media." He said, "You want attention?
Have to do this.
I'm going to give you attention. You want to play with the grown people? Well, I'm gonna show you what it looks like when grown, mentally healthy people play with children who think they grown." And that's what Jamal Bryant did with her. That's what he just did with her. And she asked for this.
It's ridiculous.
He said, "You trying to tell me to govern my steps accordingly?" Oh, okay. Well, here's me stepping accordingly to my steps. Let's watch it one more time.
Over a month ago, I came to you and apologized for platforming Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I felt I had a responsibility considering my sister is the former president of the American Psychological Association, one of the youngest to ever hold that position. Not soon after that, I received an email, a cease and desist, not to mention her name or to speak to the controversy. I scanned down to the bottom, and it was not from a lawyer, not from an attorney, not anybody who was barred. It was from Cheyenne Bryant herself. I said, I'm going to walk away. I do not want to be a part of black on black crime. So I let it go, never addressed it, never mentioned it again until I received this email on yesterday from Dr. Jaquel Pitts, who is serving as the president of Indiana Southwest Christian University, who said to me in writing that.
So we're not going to go over this, but I am going to read what he says, and we're going to move on. It's to the next step of this. It says, "Now that we finished with that, let's deal with something way more important: the education of black children in real danger. Run to and then he's promoting his podcast and blah blah blah." Here's the thing. So let's just recap before we get to the next puzzle of this foolishness. None of this would be happening if she didn't go and try to be viral. Let me move this and go find something else. If she didn't try to go online and be viral, trying to be cute, trying to be relevant, needing energy to siphon off of, if she didn't go online and be a part of this challenge, none of this would even be happening again. It wouldn't. Hold on. It wouldn't. But that's okay. I'm going to show you her original video. Hold on, so you guys can see it from the beginning to the rooter to the tutor. Hold on. How do I open this up? Hold on. What's going on here? Why did it get small? Hold on. Because it was full-fledged a moment ago. All right, here y'all go. We can have it on timeline.
Is this my camera? Oh, this is my camera? Oh, this is my camera?
Now, I want to point out something that I haven't seen in any of the videos that the algorithm has shared with me, but I want to point out something. So, I cannot zoom in to this image right here, but please know that this is the same outfit that she putting on right here that's supposed to represent whatever the hell this is. Okay? Which tells me that whatever this is right here though is something that she definitely wholeheartedly bought this for, so that it would match whatever this dramatic Photoshop is, or honorary, whatever it is she got. Listen, I already told y'all, people went right on the internet and found this. Matter of fact, hold on, let me go pull up something. The content creator who cracks me up every once in a while. Not every once in a while, she does crack me up. Let me go back to. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna do it because we are sharing this on YouTube. Let me see if she's popping up in my timeline, one of her videos, and I can get her channel because I can't think of what her username is. Um, Hold on, I want to remove something. Not interested there. Move on. Okay. I don't see it, but there's the content. Usually, I'll see her content pop up, but I don't see it now, and I'm not going to get lost in the sauce. We're not going to get too off the rails here. But she went on and quickly showed that she found that same exact identical, if you will, um, gown and cap over on Amazon. Okay, and you could get it same delivered same day type of setup, same thing. And it just started to rip her apart because nobody asked her to get on camera and get in her this year's or next year's Halloween costume or theme party outfit. Nobody told her to do that. We told her to just show us the document. And then the fact that you want to sit up here with a wall of honorary printouts, good waste of inks, and cut and paste stars and frames, even if they were 10 pack, it's still a waste because none of it proves that you have the accredited credentials to be talking to anybody about mental health issues. Okay, you don't. And she still hasn't presented it. But this is what her mental disability tells her. This makes sense. People are hating on you because they are now questioning the very thing you told us to believe you about. And that ego that drives narcissists is so freaking wounded right now. The protective mechanism of that kryptonite to narcissists is now fighting even harder to protect the wounded part of the personality and the disability. And it's saying, oh, I got you. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to prove that you are right, when this person is extremely incorrect, wrong, and misleaded because they're not mentally healthy. Okay. Now, let's jump into why Pastor Jamal Bryant popped up on his Instagram to address it, because remember, he said I wasn't going to say anything, and he didn't. Nobody even knew that she had sent him this cease and desist, and I truly believe we would have never known about it until a Captain Save a Hoe decided to jump out. And y'all got to pay attention to this interview. When I say he decided to jump out and cape for her. Oh my goodness. And the whole time I was watching this whole thing, I said, this can't be real. They've got to be trolling us. They've got to be trolling us. And you guys will just have to be you just have to figure out where this falls for your source and your sense of reality. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Imagine being able to do
Oh,
anything
I have to make an
just by
announcement. Hold
thinking about it.
on. I just Michael. So because the content that we're about to watch is content that is on YouTube, and because YouTube is so fragile in its own narcissistic way about what people can use as far as copyright protection and all of the other things, this is where we are going to members take come off of YouTube, and we're going to continue the rest of our live stream over on Rumble and in our members only forum. So give me one moment while I end the stream on YouTube. If you are a member of toohotforyoutube.com, then sign in to your login. We are currently live in the members only stream underneath celebrity live stream. We're in that room. And if you are members of my Rumble channel, then head over to the Rumble channel, log into your account, and then you can watch it from there. For those of you who have caught the majority of what we've been watching and sharing with you all on YouTube, thank you. Be sure to join the conversation in the comments, like, subscribe, and share. And we appreciate you all, but we now have to take this over to our other platform. So let me go ahead and end the stream on YouTube.